Hey creative friends, Editing Cece here. Just make sure you stick around until the end of this video because I will be showing you how I have selected the winner of the 250k subs giveaway and also announce the winner. Hello creative friends, I hope you're well. So today I'm in the spring mood, and to celebrate that I thought I would put together a card with leaves because spring to me means the rebirth of leaves on the trees, and I also happen to like making leaves. So I have a piece of 140-pound cold pressed watercolor paper. This is by BeePaper, it's cotton paper, and I have scored it down the middle at the 4.5 inch mark. As you can see here, there's a, I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's actually a fold down the middle, just as a guide so that I don't stray, or so that I keep, you know, the front of the card in sight. And what I want to do is keep everything soft. I'm going to be playing with blue, greens, and quin gold. So I have here indigo, and as you can see, I've added quite a bit of water in the puddle. Let me just bring it in a little closer. And I want to have sort of a rectangle in the middle of the card. Not too big, and this is very light blue, and that's fine. I like my shapes to be quite wonky. That's a preference. But if you want an exact rectangle, you know, that's your preference, it's your choice. Yeah, so I think this is a good size. I might just add a tiny bit more blue here in that corner because I have an idea in mind, and I kind of want to have a leaf going through this rectangle. So this side would be pretty much left bare, so it's okay if I have this side a tiny bit darker. Now normally I would let this air dry, but for the sake of expediency, I'm gonna whip out my heated tool by Ranger. Now that my paint is dry, I can go ahead and trace what I want to paint. That's not necessary, it's just a step that I've been enjoying doing recently. So I have a lead pencil, and I'm gonna do the main stem of a leaf and kind of like shape a leaf. I want it coming off of that rectangle, and I'm also going to add other, like maybe 2 little leaves. They're too similar. Okay, let me start with the one that's closest right here, and another one here. So let's do one here and one like so. So now I need to bring that stem a little bit longer. There we go. Now, bear in mind that if you're sketching prior to painting, your lines will show, because once you add water or watercolor over those lines, they become permanent. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bounce on them with this kneaded eraser. I like the look of graphite showing through the paint, but not all the time, and because I want this drawing to be very soft, this time around I'm not adding any shading with the pencil. So now I'm going to start painting, and I will pick up indigo, and I kind of want like slightly medium value of it. I know it's not a nice quantifiable measure, but That might be even a tad too dark for my taste. So I'm adding water, and I do love the patchy look. So if I see watermarks in this case, I would be happy. I wouldn't mind that. Now I'm gonna add a bit of Van Dyke Brown, again, same value. If I feel that the colors are not strong enough, I can always readjust with another layer, but I'm trying to keep everything soft. There's going to be some details added over top of that. So this is what's going to bring out the contrast that I usually like in my paintings. So this is quinacridone gold. And I'm going to be a little bit more forceful with the gold because it's a beautiful sunshiny color. So this leaf has had time to dry. As you can see, the colors have slightly gotten lighter, which is fine. Now what I'm going to do is add veins. I'm going to start with the stem. I'm just going to start slightly to the right of it so that I preserve that light color right here on the left. It's just enough to add kind of like a shadowy effect, I want to say. And so I've broken down my line here just to make it more interesting. And I'm going to start sectioning off the veins. So the main vein, and break it down into side ones. So again, loading my brush. And as I'm moving up, whoops, that's okay. As I'm moving up, I keep adding some paint into that kind of like puddle of paint here because it's fairly wet, and that's only going to create some kind of a gradient effect, even though we're talking about the same color. So it's all about slowly building. So do you see how what it does when I add more and more liquid into this main vein? It just runs where the color is still wet. I'm going to add a couple more here. And for this, I'm brushing very lightly. There we go. See, I added more liquid, so all of a sudden the color is getting darker and it propagates it. While the veins are drying, I'm going to write out the sentiment. For this one, it's going to be happy birthday. That's an easy one. Kind of like a universal one. I guess we always need birthday cards at the ready. obviously I'm going to add a bit of gold to this. But if you were to, let's say, design a card for somebody who's not into gold, maybe you could use the indigo blue to create little dots around this, or even the green for that matter, but I like gold. So this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to try not to add too much. I'll cover that blue dot that I created. It was a mistake. I'm going to add one on top of the leaf. Two here, maybe one here. A couple down here. And like so. I think this is enough. There we have it. So now, since it's scored, I'm just going to fold that over. Use my bone folder. Watercolor paper is a bit temperamental when you fold it, even though I have creased it. The little fibers will pull up. So it's just, you just have to kind of burnish it to flatten the fibers that are coming up. So there we go. There's our little simple card. I just love it. I think it's sweet. And let me show you the others that I've made. So I have two that I have kept the sentiment pretty simple. I just wrote wishing you ... so that way when I need it, I can just add whatever text that I need inside. But these are just two different models that I have made. So this one, there's a circle in the back. This one I used a square in the background. And then this one is more kind of like a triangle blob, I want to say. And this one says, get well soon. And it's basically the same approach that I've done with the leaf, in that I have dropped the colors randomly. Sorry, let me just push that like this. And then added the other ones and let them mingle. These two I gave two different coats, so two different applications. So I let everything dry the first time, and then I went back in with another layer, and this one is just one layer, and this one has the blue veins inside with a little bit of white, very lightly, a bit of white on top of the veins. There they all are. I like the fact that I have 4 more cards in my stash. I have chosen to write sentiments on mine, but it's not necessary, especially if you're thinking that the person might want to frame the painting. Maybe you could just write your text inside and leave the front blank. Maybe you can add a little bit of doodling instead. So I hope this has inspired you to create your series of spring-like cards. Doesn't have to be leaves. For me, leaves are significant, but it could be anything really. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I want to say a huge thank you to my awesome patrons over at Patreon who are supporting my art over there. Thank you so much. Thank you all so very much for watching as well. If you are looking for a list of supplies that I used, it will be in the description below. Have a wonderful and creative day, and I will see you soon. So we are at the stage where I show you how I picked the winner of the giveaway. So basically I relied on a website called YouTube Random Comment Picker, and it was the first time that I was using it. It was also the first time that I had recorded my screen. So a lot of first times, a lot of making sure that I was doing the right thing. But I want to be as transparent as possible to you guys. So I've left all the bits in where I scroll up and down to see whether I was following the instructions properly. First of all, I just want to thank all of you that have left comments. The participation was quite overwhelming, so I want to say a big thank you. You've left nice, sweet messages, so I'm very grateful to all of you. And basically what this website does is through sharing a website address or the link to my video, in that bar there on the right, it will calculate how many comments there are, and I made sure that I did it right after I closed the giveaway, which was last Saturday. And then sorry, I'm scrolling up and down to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything, and then eventually I will push that start button and it will just randomly select a comment. So I want to say also a big congratulations to the winner, which will show we will see in a bit. I laugh because yeah, I'm this slow, I'm this random. I'm as random as the website is, but you know, first time user, so you know, making sure everything functions well. I think I've pressed the button. I'm gonna press it now, any time now. I just want to remain as transparent as possible to you so that you know that this was chosen legitimately. There we go. Sorry for all those names that are scrolling, but the winner is Center City 25. So congratulations on winning this giveaway. If I haven't been in touch with you by the time you're watching this, I will be, or if you're seeing this and I haven't gotten in touch with you, please message me and I will make sure to get that prize to you. So congratulations, and again, thank you all so very much for your sweet comments.